Nowhere in that
conversation
does Srila Prabhupada mention on my disappearance. 3 times he said on my order, but by my order, when I order. And they changed Prabhupada's words from on my order to on his disappearance. And she's a senior Prabhupada disciple. The Prabhupada very much, loved his disciples, and they're kicking her, beating her, and her top is blood. They wanted to rip it off to hang it as a flag to show what happens to anybody who dares, make operata against their gurus. Because they weren't asking about regular initiation or a regular guru. And the main thing is, why didn't they ask who will be the one who's giving the initiations when you're no longer present?
This should have been the question, actually.
Yeah, who? Which, according to Gauridas Pandit, they had asked before. And Prabhupada said no one was qualified. I'll set it right. He only heard what he wanted to hear. He wanted to be guru. All these men, and Tamal admitted it, Hamsadutta has admitted it, they all wanted to be, a strong desire to want to be guru when Prabhupada leaves. They only heard what they wanted to hear, and not what actually Prabhupada said. Twisting and bending, all they do is twist and bend. They don't have an exact black and white. Here's Prabhupada said, in clear, Prabhupada said these 11 men will be actual gurus on his disappearance. Nothing. Even though Tamal and Satsvarup kept asking about what they thought the Ritvik, Prabhupada answered on the basis of the one he will give his order to. Whose disciples will there be? There'll be his disciples, the one who's initiating. Is it Prabhupada was selecting not by qualification, but by location.
There are a lot of devotees who are highly intellectual, materially qualified in the other side of ISKCON. But why do they fail to understand the simple English written letter?
This is the only recording that we have access to, that we know of. And as far as we know, the other tapes were destroyed. But this is the only recording in that series of meetings with Srila Prabhupada where he formulated the July 9th letter. It's the only recording we have. So Rameshwar then sent out a letter to the temple presidents telling them that every temple should send 1 to 2 devotees each month to go see Srila Prabhupada. When Prabhupada requested all his disciples to come to be by his side because he wanted to see everyone before he leaves. And he also mentioned that if all the devotees come, it could restore his health. And he mentioned that this is a list that Prabhupada gave of Ritviks who will initiate on Prabhupada's behalf. He never mentioned they will be actual gurus. Tripitaka asked, the idea before Prabhupada left, we all understood that an initiating guru has to be a pure devotee, a Maha Bhagavan. We understood that. It's in Prabhupada's books. That was, frankly, everybody's understanding. But then he was saying that the gurus, GBCs, the GBCs who are gurus should have formed their own higher GBC committee, Guru GBCs, and they should then guide the other non-Guru GBC, changing Prabhupada's system. Prabhupada never said that, changing what Prabhupada wanted. Satsvarup's kind reply was he went to the GBC and they expelled Pradyumna, Prabhupada's very affectionate, disciple, expelled him from ISKCON, kicked him out. She, I guess, convinced him that, that having illicit sex is not a bad thing. And so she started having affairs with him, is our understanding, as part of his therapy.
Jayatita Maharaj was decapitated.
And because of what he had an affair and gave a child to one of his disciples. And then female disciple, and then he told the husband of that disciple, now I have given you such a wonderful gift. I've gotten your wife pregnant, now you raise my child for me.